Every project, 6,000.
Morning. How are you? How's that shop project coming? Yeah, it's getting closer to being done.
Stage.
Yeah. Is it concrete poured floor? I should get up there and take a look at that sometime.
You're live.
Thank you. I feel alive. Because I slept really good because I got a mattress pad. Gotta get to bed before midnight, but
Yes. So,
staying up too late watching Netflix. It is. But it'll always be there tomorrow.
We're being streamed.
Just documentary stuff. I just like documentaries.
I had a contact from a constituent. County Road 6, okay, right west of the casino, you know, those curves
yeah.
where those two accidents happened. Concerned about the box, there's a box culvert in there.
Mhm.
And I did actually drive over and look at it, and there's no shoulders, I mean, no shoulders at all. They're wondering if there could be a guardrail or something right there, so. They're worried about this winter when it gets icy and snowy, that they're just gonna
Go right off.
go right off. And I understand, because it is, the box culvert is right up. I mean, from me to you, from the pavement, you know. And I don't know if you just wanna take a look at it, if there's something, even if maybe we had the curve signs, those bigger, nicer curve signs, I don't know, something. Just look at it if you get a chance, okay?
Where's it? Which curves?
Just
West of the casino?
Yeah. County Road 6.
You got a little crazy.
There's been
Yeah.
people killed there.
I
in
know.
the last year.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
There was towers there, I know those two old accidents.
Yeah, we had a
Yeah.
fatality there.
Yeah.
Past year. Yeah.
Yeah,
We did
But-
talk about widening that, but the larger box company. So we could put a shoulder bit. But maybe temporarily.
the accidents that occurred, I think were due to maybe speed and alcohol or whatever. I don't know, who knows, but, you know, but whatever.
That curve kind of sneaks up
Oh,
on a
yeah.
It
person.
does.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a-
that's a bad.
I mean, when I'm hauling corn going on that road, I'm like,
Mhm.
I just like let it coast because it's enough of a, it's not real steep, but it's enough where it's like,
Takes you by surprise.
yep. So it could, especially if road conditions aren't quite right.
And there was an elderly lady that got a hold of me. Well, I shouldn't say elderly, it's about my age. That's elderly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People are older and they're our age. It's not like they're old. They're not old.
All right. So good morning, everybody. We'll go ahead and begin the meeting. It is 9 a.m. Today is Tuesday, January 13th, 2026. And Brenda, do you need some more time or is everything all right? Yeah, I got a notification on my phone that we're live 3 minutes ago, so we should be good. All right, we'll go ahead and begin with the Pledge of Allegiance this morning. We'll have Commissioner Johnson lead us, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Commissioner Johnson. Just a reminder that you can call in for public comment if you choose to do that. Public comment may be submitted in person or by telephone by calling 605-882-6248 or 605-882-6297. Any conflict of interest items this morning?
No.
Seeing none, we'll move on to item number 4. This is action to approve the January 13th agenda.
So moved. Second it.
Motion by McElhaney, second by Commissioner Schwer. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 5 is action to approve the January 6th minutes.
So move.
Motion by Johnson. Second by McElhaney. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Moving on to number 6, this is action to approve the 2026 zoning service contract. Okay, so we'll come back to that. We are waiting for Luke Mueller to arrive to be able to do that. So so 6 and 7,
Down to-
8. Okay, good morning, Luke. You're
Morning.
up, so come on up here.
Just come right on down.
Good
Morning, Luke.
Commissioners.
This is action to approve the 2026 zoning services contract is where we're at.
Wonderful. Basically, I will start right there and, not having much prepared for, thank you and gracious servitude here. Basically, I want to thank you all for the opportunity to be zoning officer for the last many years. This contract here should be familiar because it's the same one that we've been using for the last, well, as long as I've been doing this job for over 15 years. And so it's a great relationship between the county and First District, at least for our office. I hope that it feels the same way for you guys. The real change that's in here, it was budgeted that we would just go to a 3% annual increase. Just so that we're not taking big jumps as we go instead. So that's what's accounted for in here. That'd be the only difference in hourly fee there. Otherwise, mileage paid, it's estimated at 70 cents. Of course, that increased here just recently, but it's just an estimate into there. We haven't hit that number at any point, but it's for up to 600 hours anticipated for the year, and a total maximum contract 34,640. Any questions for me on that?
Make a motion. Motion by McElhaney. We do have a second by Commissioner Gable for the 2026 zoning services contract. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Luke, let's move on to the year-end planning and zoning report.
Sure, I will give you the year-end report here, just kind of a fact sheet that I've been putting together here for the last, I'm gonna say 5-6 years, that I've converted from some information. So through the year, last year, probably, honestly, it was real close to an average year. As far as I would say from the planning and zoning office, we issued 113 building permits, which is probably a little below trend line, not much. Our trend line's usually, it's basically 115 to 120. And so that is just who got in at what point is what that is. The actual cash value in, if you've got it, and I've got copies here, I'll hand to folks that are here. The actual cash value of construction, when you look at it, it's going to follow right on trend line. $19.7 million of construction in the county this year. And it, like I said, it looks like it's almost right on trend line. The truth is, that is not counting the wind tower year where we had an exorbitant amount of cash from those. That is the highest year as far as value goes, but it's less permits. And so what that does is from a fees generated, it's less fees because the fee schedule is graduated. And so it's higher on the bottom end and lower on the top end as far as the percentage. So in the end, the actual cash, and we'll see that was brought in for permits was lower than last year. But fees from building permits, 34,122. Percentage breakdown, I do like to show that every year from between the joint jurisdiction area. As you'll remember, we have a joint jurisdiction ordinance with the city of Watertown. That is that map over there on that wall, the area in gray. So what you're seeing there is the area that shows up as blue on the pie chart. That's generated from that gray area is what that amounts to. And so those numbers come in. Generally, we are between 20 and 35% on that area. A little higher construction value most times, a little lower number of permits. That said, easily half of the time is spent on questions that are within that area, if not 2/3. So just kind of giving you that idea. Number of permits issued. The backside is more about board actions, and really those numbers of variances and conditional uses. I just want to point out that those numbers in the past, as you look at the two charts together, you can see there's no mystery. Since about 2015, those numbers have gone down significantly. That's because we've updated our ordinances since then. And we've been trying to make things that used to be called variances, conditional uses. So for example, of those conditional uses in the rural parts of the county, of which we had this year, we had 14 in the rural part of the county. Most of those were existing farmstead exemptions. You've heard me say that before, where it's a small lot. Those used to be 3 variances. Now it's 1 conditional use permit. So take the bulk of those, multiply those by 3. That would have been the number you would have had in the past before we updated it. So the bottom line is we're really acting on about the same amount of things. It's just that we're making it less illegal and acknowledging that that's fine to go ahead and do it and just it's processed more. So in the end, we'll go to the bottom line here. I didn't quite have the final numbers when I put this together, but we were going to come in roughly $2,000 under budget for the year. However, it's a good thing from a standpoint of fees because we were lower on fees. We 38,000. So in the end, we would have been 4,300 below what we spent on that for fees generated. Of course, you could throw in what we didn't spend out of the budget, but I just like to keep it flat out. That's where it is. You know as well as I do that we do the best we can to try to get to even out of that office. I did do the math, and it's something I've talked about for the last couple of years, and frankly, it's probably as much on me as anything to try and get in here and update our fee schedule. I did the math. Reality, we're running about $100 per application is what we're charging. Around, very commonly, conditional uses are between $200 and $500 around the counties, and variances are more like $300 to $500 per application. In our county, it's $100. So the reality is, if we threw 150 on top of each application, we would have been above water. So we'll probably wind up doing an update on that, but I don't see it being a flat increase. It'll be a little dynamic depending on the sort of ask that's out there. We talked about it last year and just kind of let it go because we got busy on some other things. That's all I've got. Any questions for me?
Any questions?
I don't have a question, Mr. Chair, but I'll have to make a comment that we really appreciate having the accessibility to Luke and his knowledge. I don't know if I contact him every week, but it's almost like every week. He's pretty much on my speed dial. I do bounce things off him. And it's very, very handy and nice to be able to do that. And we really appreciate that, Luke.
Thanks. And I, from a standpoint of some things we're going to be talking about, it'll be things that some hot button questions that are out there, some of the sorts of conditional uses that we're hearing more and more talk about with battery generation and data centers and things like that frankly, it's been on the horizon. We really need to get something on the books as far as how we're going to handle those moving forward. That's going to be a discussion coming up this year.
I just was going to ask you that same question about, at what point should we dig into that?
About a year ago.
That's going to be, it's on the radar, right?
Yeah, it's
in our backyard.
I've had a lot of questions about it from the region, we'll say. And there are some models out there, and that we've worked with data center ordinances. We've got counties around the area that have those. It's going to be very. I don't want to have anyone saying that's going to be, well, it's exactly. They're not the same as solar energy. No, they're not. But from a standpoint of a model, it's not a terrible model to follow when you combine that with a little bit of the wind power version. So from a standpoint of setup, decommissioning, permitting, setbacks, those sorts of things, the difference is, of course, solar, there's not noise. In this case, there'd be noise. So bottom line is, yes, we're going to be talking about it, probably be discussion level with the planning commission, maybe all the way down to getting a ordinance together for it. So,
all right. Thank you.
We want to be proactive, not reactive to that sort of thing.
Right. Any more questions or comments on the year-end report? If not, we'll move on to item number 8. This is action to appoint the planning and zoning board members.
And I will just, I'm really not going to dive in much. I asked Brenda if it would be okay if we just waited, since I wasn't going to be here till today on doing that. So With that, it would just be reappointment of Brenda Hanton, who sits on that board as a community member, as well as Calvin Mack back onto that board. I'll make those couple of points and just kind of commend all of our zoning board for the work that they do. I know that it's not always it's not always that glorious of a position to be sitting in, especially for those that run for frankly anyone. It's really hard if you're running a private business or something like that, because it's a completely different relationship with the folks up there. So it's very tough.
This is just a quick question. You said you're adding Calvin Mack, who?
He was on before. No, it just reappointment of him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I see my name isn't on the list, but I have served on that board for a long time.
Yes, that list only includes the citizen representatives. It doesn't include the county commission appointed representative, which is statutorily required that you guys find somebody to do that.
Okay.
And that's been Myron, as long as he's been here.
Good job, Myron. All right. So look for a motion to approve that list.
I'll move. Second.
Moved by Schwer, second by McElhaney. Discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's
Thanks,
move
everyone.
on to monthly reports. I'm going to take the liberty to move the state's attorney forward here to the first report. So she's got court and stuff today, I'm sure. So we'll get her out of here if we can. So good morning.
And again,
Morning. All right, so what have we been doing over the last several months? Because we've canceled some. We've been very busy. In case you haven't seen the media lately, my good friend from up in Roberts County compiles numbers. At the end of 2025, Codington County saw 1,467 CRI filings, which are your class 1 misdemeanors and higher. In comparison, our neighbors to the south, Brookings had 972, so we beat them by about 500. Brown County in comparison had 1,312, so we beat them by about 150. And so when you think about that, that's 150 DUIs, that's 150 simple assaults. I mean, all of those cases are very time intensive. And so I just wanted to provide you those numbers for 2025. In my office, we've been working on some things with some of the department heads, as I noted earlier. We, frankly, for the last month and a half, the bane of my existence has been obtaining a writ of habeas corpus ad prosecutorium to get a federal inmate back into our custody for sentencing, which will happen on Thursday. We were finally granted that. Beyond that, I'm working frankly around the clock. Sometimes you might not find me in my office because I have other obligations, but I'm always available by phone and email. So that's kind of what we've been up to. You'll note item is at 10 on the agenda, requests the appointment of a special deputy for me for February 13th through the 19th. I have finally decided that I'm going to spend a week without my phone. That being said, because of the nature of my position, I can't. So my good friend, the Roberts County State's Attorney, who may be the best attorney I know, has graciously agreed to be appointed as a special deputy for any emergency things that come up during that time. So statute authorizes me to appoint him as a special deputy. I just wanted the commissioners to have some knowledge that he will be the on-call individual for that time. He is not requesting any compensation, and I will return the favor to him.
Okay.
good,
So-
thank you.
Sounds good.
Quick question. Is that normal to have like point somebody else? Cause I mean, you accrue vacation time and
Correct. Well, unfortunately, because of the nature of my position, I mean, I get called in for, random things. I take phone calls in the middle of the night when, jail has issues or law enforcement has issues that they need legal advice. Normally I would hand that off to my deputy state's attorneys. However, I'm not comfortable with where they're at, passing that off to them. And so we do basically trade favors between state's attorneys, myself and the surrounding state's attorneys. All, I've offered to assist in trial cases for other counties,
Yeah.
and that sort of thing. So we just trade favors.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
all right.
Allison, you'll make sure and send out a notification that.
I will.
they're
I'll
on-
send, yep, I'm gonna send an email out right before I'm actually leaving the country for that week. I'll send out an email with his phone number as well as his email notifying everybody that needs to have that information that he's in charge for that week.
Okay, we'll look for a motion to approve that request.
So move.
Motion
Second
by
it.
Johnson, second by Schwer. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Enjoy your time away.
Thank you.
Yes.
Let's move on to community health nurse. Cody, good morning.
All right, Cody.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. Okay, I provided everyone with stats. This will do, I filled in Q4, so October, November, December. But it has all of the stats throughout the whole entire year. Some things over just the last 3 months here. Immunizations, we finished up auditing all of the schools in technically Grant County, Dual County, and Codington County, because those are the counties that we cover. Codington County, we audited just over 800 students, and that is all students enrolled in an accredited school for all kindergartners, sixth graders, and then any transfer students. So like kids that are coming into an accredited school for the first time, or if they've moved from out of state. So that portion is done. School activities, the school services for Great Plains, St. Martin's, and Henry are all completed. We went and did hearing and vision, growth and development, puberty talks. And then just last week, actually, I started the teen outreach program in Waverly and Florence. So that will be for the next 14 weeks. I will go weekly and talk with the 8th graders in Waverly and the 7th graders in Florence. And it's just a program that kind of goes over understanding the development that happens and changes and problems and troubles that kids have in those teenage years and kind of how to help cope with some of that. Immunization doses for the whole entire year, we ended just over 650 doses total for what we gave for immunizations in our offices. Kaya's back from maternity leave, so she's taken over the duties for Grant County. We both continue to serve Codington, and then I also cover Dual County as well. Otherwise, things have been pretty status quo. We continue to see our moms monthly. We had 56 moms that delivered through the whole year. So we saw them all through their pregnancy, and then we see them postpartum as well. 13 of them delivered just within the last 3 months. So it was a time to have a baby.
Did they?
Yeah. Otherwise, things have been going good. I continue to meet for the, go to the interagency meetings when I'm available. And now that Kaya's back, it gives me a little bit more time to do some of that stuff and meet with the centralized service team. So that's fine.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you,
You're
Cody.
welcome.
Thanks, Cody.
All right, let's move on to the auditor for her monthly report. Brenda, good morning.
All right, good morning, everyone. So currently, and working on the end of the year for 2025 and beginning year 2026, the 2026 tax notices have been, they're ready, paid 2025, they've been printed and processed, and they're in the process for mailing. They've been working on that. I think they'll probably actually be sent out today. So be watching for those in the mail. And the election publication is ready and has been submitted for publication, and that is to announce which offices are up for election for the year 2026. And all other duties that are related to elections, getting ready for individuals that come in and want petitions, handing those out for the candidates, and other items related to the election year. Other than that, it's status quo.
All right. Any questions, comments? If not, thank you, Brenda. Let's move on to the Community Services Director, Sarah Faust. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning.
Morning, Sarah.
Sarah.
Good morning. Okay, you have the data sheet in front of you with our numbers for the month. Obviously December was a holiday month, so there was some time off in there. We continue to see, to be busy with clients. We saw 35 different individuals, had 67 different services, and 78 total contacts for the month of December. In 2025, then our total number of clients served were 254, just a little bit up from 2024. I had 248. Our contacts were up again, a little bit. So that seems like it's hopefully going to be a pretty consistent number for us, right around in there. Our final funeral costs for the year were around 25,629. That does vary a little bit due to, this actually just tracks January to December, but we had it last month where we had a December funeral that's going to come out of our 2026 budget. So those kinds of things.
Sir,
Yeah.
I do have a question. I was reading the expenses and I see that we had a couple of funeral homes that we paid and they weren't familiar. They're
Yeah.
from here. What's the status? Do we honor?
Yeah.
As long as
It-
did they die in Codington County or?
No, so one passed in Sioux Falls, and that was a Sioux Falls funeral home. As long as they're a Codington County resident, we're legally obligated to honor that. It's the residents
So that
of,
person wasn't Codington County resident,
yeah,
but he died in Sioux Falls.
yeah. And another one was a nursing home resident,
Yeah.
but prior to the nursing home, they were a Codington County resident. So again, state statute requires that it's wherever they were before they go to a facility. So, and he had lived here for years prior
Okay.
to that placement. So yeah, it is unique. It's mostly Codington County, but it's based on residents. Yes. Yeah, I know. And to have two in 1 month was unusual. Yeah. Yes. Any other questions about the numbers or data there at all? Case management, again, obviously continues to be our primary, where we spend most of our time. For the actual report, the Medicaid reimbursement in, that should say December, Brenda, corrections. The Medicaid reimbursement for December was $1,502.60. The Department of Health grant reimbursement was $660.86. So those are the income that our office is bringing in. Over the last month, again, holiday made things a little bit function a little bit differently, but we worked on updating our policies and procedures, which is an agenda item. Alex has given notice. She started in June and due to some health issues has decided to take some time off. And so she is leaving our office on Friday, will be her last day. Codington Connects is now officially a 501c3, so that's good. I'm working on separating that from the county. I think there's a lot of confusion in the community on what role does Codington Connects play and what role does our office play, and so we're working on separating that as its own entity, and so hopefully we can clarify that for community members. Our interagency meeting was last week on Thursday, and treatment court and court services presented on their services, so they did a great job with that and was much appreciated. Our agency of the month this month is Treatment Court, and Tiffany Barthel, who is one of the Treatment Court coordinators, is the individual of the month. The housing update, the housing conference is next month on February 12th at the Watertown Event Center from 8 to 3. It would be great for any of you that are able to attend. It should have really great information. This is what our housing team has been working on. I've been helping lead those meetings. And so yeah.
Could you repeat that again? The date?
Yep.
What's the date?
February 12th at, it's Thursday, February 12th from 8 to 3 at the Watertown Event Center. And I will send all of you the information on that so that you all have that information for that. It looks like it will be a great day for our community. For childcare, we're finalizing the community survey with the plan to start sending that out in February. And so the team is doing a great job. It's a great partnership with SDSU Family and Youth Resource Network. They have done a fantastic job, and I'm so grateful for all of the leadership and support that they've provided with that survey. One of the SDSU professors will then evaluate it and pull all of the data together with that survey. So that's a fantastic support from them. Our centralized location, we continue to work on. I hope to have more answers by Thursday afternoon of this week to know more information. So we're actively working on having that location and just seeing what we can make happen And again, Codington Connects is the entity that's taking the lead on that. Our heart team, which I don't know that I've really given much of a report on that lately, but that's our healing, education, awareness, resilience, and trauma. It's really the Codington County resilient community team has evolved along with some of the other groups that they have all combined. We have a great team put together on that now, and they are working on updating a strategic plan with some more trauma education, supporting the schools. Actually, Myron, your daughter has been a great addition to that team. So we appreciate all of that and the partnerships that we have on that team. So it's been fantastic. And we also are looking at reinstating some family education programming that we have and some family support programming if we have had in the community. As always, check out codingtonconnects.com for more events and information. Okay.
Okay. Sounds good.
I have a couple agenda items.
Mhm. Any questions about the report? If not, let's go ahead and move on to the 2026
Indigent?
indigent
Yes.
burial
I know.
rates. That's item number 11.
Yes.
So go ahead, sir.
So this is just annually, we update our funeral rates. I'm not recommending any changes to that. Codington County continues to be the highest county in the state of South Dakota for funeral reimbursement rates. Our current rate is $2,575 for cremation, $3,952 for burial, and $565 for the opening and closing of the grave.
Right, so we'll look for a motion.
I'll make a motion to keep those the same as Sarah suggests.
I'll second that.
Okay, so we have a motion by Gable and a second by Johnson. Any further discussion? Leave those the
Hope
same.
Funeral directors are going to hear and read that,
Mhm.
Yeah.
local ones.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, we have worked well together with them. They do a great job working with families and trying to work out payment plans if they can, and truly just sending us the ones that can't afford.
Yeah.
That
All
are
right.
truly indigent.
Let's go ahead and vote. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? That motion carries. All right, item number 12 is also yours. Discussion possible action to approve the updated community service guidelines.
So I think probably just copied the page. We just annually look at our policies and procedures and want to update them if there's any changes. We only made a couple changes. They're on page 5, which I believe you guys have in front of you. You might just have that page. The changes that we made are under, do they have that?
Item
Yes,
number
yes,
3.
Yeah.
You
yep,
want-
perfect. Yes,
Yeah.
yep. Yeah, so number 3, under the liens, we had previously excluded liening any birth certificates and any IDs. And what we were finding is that out-of-state IDs and out-of-state birth certificates especially can cost up to $120, $150. And so at those amounts, we felt like it was appropriate to lien them. We will continue to not lien South Dakota birth certificates and South Dakota IDs. Those generally don't run over $25, and that's just a small, it's more work to lien than it is to just provide it. The only time people are eligible for those are if they have a job and the job is saying that they have to have those items for employment, or if they have housing lined up and their housing provider is saying that they have to have those documents. So those are the only 2 times that we would pay for birth certificates and driver's license or IDs.
Okay.
Oh, and then the other change is the case management.
Mhm.
We added that in because that is just the standard that we've started taking in our office. If anybody comes in and wants any financial assistance, we require them to start ongoing case management as one of the conditions for receiving financial assistance from the county.
So, and that was a new addition.
That is a new addition.
All right.
The other thing,
Go ahead, sir.
the other thing, just to be aware on the appendix, I'm not sure if you have the appendix, but we just continue to use poverty guidelines for economic assistance. We did increase the funeral guidelines. I can email those out to you.
We have.
Oh, yeah, you do have them. Okay, good. So the funeral guidelines, then we increased to 125% of the poverty rate. It's not a big increase. You can see the difference from the 100% to the 125%. What we've been running into with the funeral is when families come in and apply, they might be just over the 100%, but we know that if we force them to pay for a funeral, we're gonna be causing a situation where they may not be able to pay rent
Sure.
and other things. And so we wanted to just actually avoid a chain of events happening there. So that's why we raised the funeral guidelines. So.
All right, any discussion or comments?
Mr. Chair, just a couple quick
Commissioner Gable,
questions.
go ahead.
Yeah, so for the case management one for financial assistance, so that's, you're talking about any kind of, not county money necessarily, but just any assistance to hook them up to programs, whether they're federal or state funded or grant funded, correct? Or is that just for county, where the
Well,
money's actually county money?
yeah, we might need to clarify that. Well, we provide case management to anybody that wants it. We just require it for people that are receiving county funds. So, we don't necessarily require it if they receive assistance through other things.
I guess the question, okay, so then, like say we get money, a budget supplement or something through a grant, that's not counted as county funds in this, for the purposes of this policy. Is that what you're
Correct.
saying?
Yes,
Okay.
right. Yeah.
And
Right,
then
like for-
on the funeral, go ahead.
No,
finish.
I was just gonna, so like when we had South Dakota Cares, we did not require case management for assistance through that program.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that clarifies. Okay, and then for the funeral, so suppose a funeral home comes to you and says, okay, this person's going to have some trouble with a payment plan. Is it at that point that you say, verify what the poverty level is?
Yeah. Yes, so we only take referrals through the funeral home, so they do the screening and then we take the referral. And so it's only if they say they anticipate an issue with them or that they feel that they're indigent. And then Carrie typically evaluates if they meet the guidelines, the actual financial hardship.
Okay, thanks. I just kind of want to grasp the process, so
Yeah,
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Okay, so we have a motion by Gable. Do I have a
Second.
second by McElhaney. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? That motion carries. Thank you. All right, number 13 is also yours, I believe. Discussion possible action to approve the overdose data to action community health worker grant.
yes, so this is the grant that we currently have for our community health workers through the Department of Health. It is only for community health worker programs. You approved us applying for it a couple months ago. We have been awarded that. We will not start receiving it until June, but in order to do the necessary paperwork for that, we just need approval that the county will accept the grant. It's $20,000 per community health worker, so the total for the grant is $39,998 that we're eligible to draw down from that grant.
Vote to approve.
Motion by Johnson, second by McElhaney. Any further discussion?
Quick question, Mr. Chair.
Commissioner Gable?
So does that cover all the costs related to community health workers, or we're still, this just kind of helps defray some of the costs, or how does it work again, if you can refresh?
Is there a
my memory?
match?
There is no match. It does, yes, so it covers clients that aren't covered by other payer sources. So if they're eligible for Medicaid, we have to use that first. And so it's kind of a gap filler just to help cover the cost of our community health workers to make them so that we're not using county funds for our community health workers.
Okay, all right.
Okay. Any more questions? If not, all in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. On to item number 14. This is action to advertise and hire a full-time administrative support position in the community service office.
Yes, so like I mentioned, Alex has given notice. She will be done on Friday, and this is just asking to advertise for her position.
It's already an existing position with benefits.
Yep.
Okay.
To approve.
Motion by Johnson,
Second.
second by Schwer. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
You too. All right, I think we've hit all the reports now, right? Let's move on to item number 15. This is action to approve a notice to bidders for annual highway supplies and weed chemicals. Morning, Randy. By the way, it is a record-long agenda, 39 items on the agenda today.
And I
Noted.
apologize for contributing to that.
Item number 15, yeah.
I'll make it short and sweet.
Yeah. In case you hadn't, I wanted to point that out. Go ahead, Rain.
Okay, first item, this is our notice, our annual notice to bidders for our supplies for the year, which includes concrete pipe, diesel and ethanol, liquid asphalt, pea gravel, gravel crushing, asphalt patching materials, and weed chemicals for the weed board. We are making some changes this year, talking with Brenda, our auditor, and Steve, weed board. We want to limit the time spent in the meeting. So we're going to open up the bids outside of the meeting, prior to the meeting, so that I can have all the information put in place. We're going to do that the Friday, excuse me, I believe it's Friday, prior to the Tuesday of the opening. It would be nice to have everybody there if possible, if it works.
So what day would that be?
Go ahead.
Friday, February 27th at 10:30 a.m. So we will take bids up till that time. It will be, it will have to be a advertised meeting, so
Correct.
the public would be, and all the vendors would be able to attend that meeting as well. So it will be an agenda that'll be put out for that.
Friday, February 27th at 10:30 in the morning.
Correct.
And where is that gonna be at?
Right here.
Right here?
Okay.
And a couple other changes I did make with the actual bid requests. Our diesel and ethanol, we're just changing to the two types of diesel, which is number 2 and number 1 blended red diesel. And we're limiting our gasoline to just E10 at this point, since that's all that we get at our shop. Everything else we purchase outside of that is through contract. And the other difference is with our gravel crushing, we're changing that to the crushing price only. So there's no question like we had last year. And we're limiting that to strictly 3/4 inch gravel surfacing material, which is the only material we've been using for the last several years. So those are just a couple other changes we made.
Great. But I'm glad to hear that. That should speed things up too for us
Yes.
a little bit. So, all right, do we have an action to approve?
Make a motion. Make a motion to approve.
All right, so we have a motion by Johnson and a second by Gable. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 16 is action to approve a weight limit resolution. You do have that in your packet. It is 2026-1. Randy.
Again, this is annual. This is to post, excuse me, I'm slurring my speech this morning. This is to post our load limits for the spring thaw. Normally we post them from February 15th through May 1st, but that does vary a little bit depending upon Mother Nature. Warms up a little sooner or dries up a little sooner. They could go up earlier or come down sooner. And again, that's posted from February 15th through May 1st.
Okay.
Motion to approve.
Motion by McElhaney, second by Schwer. The purpose of that, again, is just to protect our roadways.
Correct. Our asphalt roadways.
Breakout. Okay. All right. Any further discussion? Not all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay.
Item number 17 is discussion possible action to authorize the purchase of a new welder for the highway department. You also have the specs, I believe, in your packet there.
No, I didn't have those.
Oh, no, that's a gas fired.
That was in case. yeah,
Okay.
I didn't.
All right.
I sent it to you.
Oh.
Yeah.
I did.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, right here. It's a 1993 Lincoln.
oh, that
No,
was
that's a
the.
surplus.
That's the surplus.
It's a surplus one.
some-
Randy, go ahead and start.
Okay.
Get it though.
This is to replace a 33-year-old welder that we have. It's a wire feed welder.
Wow.
They get
Yeah,
tired
it's
after a while.
expensive.
So I went and got a quote from AOX for a new machine, identical to what we have now, just with upgrades, making it a little more user-friendly and more useful for our situation. Cost for the new one is $4,086.35. Again, from AOX here in town.
Budgeted item.
It will come out of our equipment budget.
Okay. All right. Discussion.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Gable, second by McElhaney. Further discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Are you trading in the 33-year-old one?
With that being said, no, they do not want to trade it. So what I want to do is surplus it.
Is that on
That
the,
is the next page that you just had there that you showed to Brenda.
okay, but that's not,
No, it's not on the agenda.
okay.
Well, you'll probably wait till you get the new one before you get rid of the old one.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
fine.
yeah, let's just do that.
All right.
Since it's not on here. All right, item number 18 is discussion possible action to authorize funding for the 2026 Rural Access Infrastructure Funds application and grants. Funds, Brenda, number 18.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so Randy, that's what I handed out to you there.
Okay. I have one here from Kransberg. They actually have two projects in mind. And I did talk with Brenda about what we actually have left in funding, and she had to do some calculations.
Got it.
With these two projects, the total for them is $179,944, of which they are requesting 80%, which would be $143,955.20. They would pay $35,992.40. And again, this is for two separate projects. And I do not see anyone here from Kransberg. But if funding is not available for both units, we could certainly consider doing one of the worst of the two.
I don't know how much funds are in there.
Okay, so currently, before we do the last project for Waverly, there is 360,243.37 left in there, and I believe all the projects were completed from what I could tell. Randy, did you go through and take a look at that? From last year and the previous year, except for the one from Waverly that we'll be talking about, but. So 360,243.37 is what the current amount is.
Mr. Chair?
Commissioner Gable.
Yeah, so Randy, is the two, what, you said Kransberg Township and is Waverly? Township, or
Waverly
what's
has
the other
a-
township in the?
Waverly.
Oh, so, okay, so it's the, okay, so that's what, and those two projects are covered by the 179,944,
These are projects that need to be done.
correct? All right, okay. And so the one on agenda item 19, is that another project from Waverly that we're gonna be discussing?
That says waiver.
Last year's, the one from
Last year,
Waverly
oh.
is a last year
Oh,
project.
got it,
Still is,
got it,
yeah,
okay.
well, it's completed, but,
got it. I understand. Yeah, all right.
Brenda, good question,
Okay.
Mr. Chair. Is that supposed to be a page in here? or
I don't know, maybe the printer gave you a blank. Evidently, who knows? Which,
Yeah.
It was on the back page of all.
It looks like a quote from Matt Concrete Hauling. Didn't
that
print
quote?
off, but
that was part of.
That is part of the
That's
Kransberg.
part of his, oh, okay. That was part of this application.
okay, do we have a motion or? Is all the
Sure.
paperwork complete?
Yes.
So on number 18, I'll make the motion to approve that amount. So that's the 143,955.
95520.
You want to
995.
repeat that for me again, Randy?
Yes.
143.
The total they're requesting is $143,955.20.
Okay, so we have a motion by Commissioner Gable in the amount of $143,995.20. Second by Commissioner McElhaney. Any further discussion on that? Not all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Good use of those RAFE funds there.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. And moving on to item number 19, this is discussion possible action with Waverly Township officers for additional RAFE funding.
Brenda has this.
Good morning. You can come on up.
Morning, Dan.
Morning, Danny.
Good.
You certainly can.
Please go ahead and turn on your microphone there by pushing the little round button on there and introduce yourself and who you're with.
Okay, my name is Dan Teen. I'm from Waverly Township. I've been there my whole life.
Right, let's talk about the additional RAFE funding requests that you have there, Dan.
Okay, Brenda, I discussed this and brought it in for Brenda to look at stuff. What kind of happened was one of our projects was on the bid.
Mhm.
And that's mainly because, well, when you hire a good contractor, things get done right. And he don't cheat. So, so what happened, like a couple years ago, we did a program and we took a box culvert out and it took forever to get it out. This one here just come right out, so he saved a lot of time taking it out. So that's where he figured we probably saved money on that one.
Yes.
And on the second one that we went to, and we keep the site separate for,
Yes.
second one we went to, he was to pull the ends up on these culverts that had wings. But when he did it, he noticed that they were all split. So he had to go in there, take the ultimate ones out, repack it, put them back together, reusing the old culverts, and then the gravel and stuff to get it done. And that's why he figured it end up costing that much more money. So it was just, so one was high and one was low. And
Right.
He's got some, the figures kind of.
Yes, so the amount that was saved on the first project was 6,149.33, which actually this project was taken out of the RAFE funding already, so you'll see that 362.43.37 includes that 6,000 that was left in there. So that is the actual amount that we have in the RAFE funding. So the amount of this project, the second one, the amount that they estimated that it might cost, they thought it'd be 40,000. So the amount that was approved was 32,000 by the county, and then the township percent to 20% would have been 8,000. The actual amount that this project with the culverts came to 58,474.38. So what I did is I took the original amounts that were approved, the 32,000 and the 8,000. I took those amounts away from that 58. That leaves a remainder of 18,474. So I took 80% of that. So if we use RAFE funding, 80% of that remainder, that would be 14,779.50 for RAFE. And then the 20% of that for the township would be an additional 3,694. So the amount we're looking at for the additional RAFE funding from the county or from RAFE basically is 14,779.50.
Okay.
But in actuality, they saved that 6,000 on the other project, so that brings it down to 8,630.17 basically is your difference.
Okay, looking for a motion or we have a
I'll second
discussion?
it.
So we have a motion by McElhaney and a second by Schwer. Any discussion?
And that amount
Mr.
would be.
Chair.
Oops, go ahead.
Commissioner Gable?
No, I was just to clarify, so the actual amount coming out of the RAFE funding would be the 8,000 and some, so the 14,779 minus
Correct.
the 6, okay, all right.
The amount coming, well, yeah, the actual amount now, because the other amount went back into RAFE basically because we didn't take that full amount
Right,
out.
okay.
That
Oh,
stayed
okay.
in there. So the
Got it.
actual amount now would be the
Got it.
14,779.50.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I got a question.
Commissioner Schwer.
This has been a super program to help people get their, our townships getting their culverts fixed. Is there is this funding gonna keep, or is it stopped?
As of right now, it has stopped, but we're still fighting to get this program back in place again.
It lost
Last
by
year.
4 votes last year. So everyone needs to talk to their representatives because 2 of the votes are from here. So.
Really? Okay.
Well, I just know it's been a super program
Huh.
because it's hard enough being on the township with the funding that we get to continue to improve roads. So I'm really happy that we've had this available to help townships. So.
Yeah, there's no way they could do it without the help.
The status on the timeline on this project, is it done?
We're done.
Yeah.
Okay, it is done.
Yep. I mean, the one where we took the box culvert out, I don't know how many people have said, thank God. Because we did one a couple years ago when we first did the RAFE, and that one there was an 18-foot culvert, so I didn't crooked on a 22-foot road.
Hmm.
You know, this one here was the same thing with high sides. You know, farmers gonna get through it most of the time,
Right.
but I don't know how many people have commented on. And the guy I mean, he does a good job. He's very particular and it just works. And it's a
Perfect.
good program we need to get it back.
Most definitely.
Most of it.
All right. Well, we'll be fighting for it.
Yep.
All right. So we do have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Dan.
Yeah, thanks, Dan.
Any information on it?
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Randy. All right, let's move on to item number 20. This is action to approve the purchase of 2 new heaters for the barn at the Codington County Extension Complex. And I think that's what I saw in my packet.
Yeah.
So we do have the heaters in your packet.
Yeah.
Brenda, do you know?
And
anything
Steve
about
is
this?
not here. He sent that other email. Basically, the one brand is the same that's in there, so all of the whatever you set them in, those, you know, it would go in. The brand, I believe, is that Resnor, that it would be compatible. Let me pull it up here.
It's the same thing that's in there now.
Yes,
Or what
yes.
has been in there.
It's replacing the heating
Great,
unit.
yeah.
So let me double
I'll
check.
vote to
Fire
approve.
unit. So we do have a motion by Johnson. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by McElhaney. Discussion?
So just to make
And I
sure,
made the motion and these particular heaters are a little bit more expensive, but they replace the ones that are there that are the same brand, and so the framework and the duct work all fits.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so we'll save on that part of it.
Save
if
money
we
on
go that
frame.
way.
Yep. Commissioner Gable, did you have a comment?
no, that was just gonna clarify that. Thanks.
Okay, yep. Yeah, and that's not cheap either, the mounting systems and the brackets and all that. So I know I replaced one in my garage. They're pretty spendy. So, all right, all in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. All right, action to set compensation for our county coroner is item number 21. This is a yearly thing that we do and
Correct. I believe that he is satisfied with the amount, and currently it's 400, and I believe that would be the amount that he would request again this year to leave it the same. And the mileage, though, did go up. It matches what the mileage is for elected is, yes, that would be the same as.
Move to approve.
Second.
motion by Johnson, second by McElhaney. Discussion? All in
Mr.
favor,
Chair,
say
just-
aye.
Aye.
I'm sorry, Commissioner Gable, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna clarify. So that's 400 per call per,
Per call out,
Yep.
yeah,
yes.
okay.
plus
Yeah.
mileage.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 22 is action to approve the auditor's account with the treasurer and note monthly register of deeds fees. Brenda,
All right, you have that in your packet as well, and you'll see the amounts that was on hand the last day of December. 25,890,575.33, and then all the different accounts, we have the custodials that goes to the schools, the townships, cities and towns, those amounts that were broke out and paid to those entities as well. And then the register deeds fees for the month was, oh goodness, I got you, 35,635. And then the other sheet shows her ending balance for the year, 449,880.40.
Move to approve.
motion by McElhaney to approve. Second,
Second it.
second by Schwer. Discussion. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. 20,
Right now, we'll come back, we'll put that on for next week.
Okay.
Everything on a question.
nothing for 23 this week. We'll move that to next week. Action to appoint the Title IV coordinator, which is also a yearly thing that has to be done.
Yes. And Natalie has been your individual that you have appointed in the past.
Should have a name badge that says Title IV.
Title VI. It's Title VI.
Oh, Title VI. I say 4.
Yeah,
That's why you need.
you're going.
Sorry, Title VI.
I'll make a motion to approve or to appoint Natalie.
Natalie is our Title VI coordinator.
We have a motion by Johnson,
Second.
second by McElhaney, to appoint Natalie. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations. All right. Is there an increase in pay for that? Not really, not too much. All right. Duties as assigned, right? Item number 25, action to sign the Title VI policy statement and authorize publication of the Title VI notice of public rights.
Make a motion to authorize the chair to sign.
All right. Motion by Gable, second.
Second.
Second by McElhaney. Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. A lot of these items, of course, are just year-end or year beginning items that we do every year. But item number 26, review and possible action to approve updated employee personnel manual. Let's get Natalie up here.
All right, commissioners, I promised you we'd get back to some more personnel manual stuff. So here we are again. Just a couple things this time for you. I think you have maybe the pages printed. We didn't print the whole thing, but starting on page 34, uniform allowance, this just came to our attention that we had some specific numbers previously in here, but really we, try to follow those that are not part of the union contract. The sheriff, the chief deputy, chief of corrections still try to follow the union contract language that they receive the same amount. And that was not previously updated. So, and rather than having to change the numbers as the contract changes, just changing that language to say that it will follow, matches the allowance allowed in those bargaining agreements. And then just cleaned up some language on that removes sheriff support staff and clarifies director of emergency management, which is how we've been handling this in the past. Just want the language to reflect better what our policy has been. And then the next section is on page 57. And this is cell phone stipend. And this is the motion that you did, I think, just at the last meeting to approve the cell phones. This has been a separate action you've taken in the past, but it's never actually been in the personnel manual and reflected. So that language was just added in there. Again, what you've previously been doing. And some of this language has been in the union contracts, just again, not in the personnel manual. So moved that in there. And then just one other typo to correct, also on page 57, I believe, wages 7.17. It says to refer to Appendix A, and that was moved, so it should just be, say, Appendix B. So those are the three changes that I have for you on that today.
Okay, we'll look for a motion.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to request that we hold off on action on this so that I could look into it a little bit. Yeah, what the cell phone stipend was never in here before, but
We have a action from the previous policies. What do you call those? That the board makes motions, directives.
yeah, we did it last week.
The board directives, like you mean, is that what you're
Yeah.
talking about
Yes.
in the policy handbook?
Yeah. Like you approve amounts every year, but the actual directive on what was given before was in a previous directive. So no change.
Okay.
And that's determined by grade.
Yes, this all came about initially, how the amounts got set by grade was after we did the compensation study the first time in 2021 is where the pay grade got set as far as how you would determine what you give on those.
And some of this, you said some of this language is in the respective contract.
Yeah, the highway department has this language in there for sure in their contract. I know. I'm not sure about the other two.
So is that a motion to table?
Yes.
Well, if you don't make any motions, you just don't
Well, yeah, I guess.
address
I
it.
guess, yeah, there's no action, so. Okay,
Okay, thank you.
all right, so
Thank you.
we will review that
Leave it on for next week.
next week meeting.
All right, one other thing though, I guess, well, in part of that, when we did update the, wage scale, there was one that we need to just correct, and I will put this in the minutes. It was in 75E, step G, the amount should be 10,702.74. So I will just put that in the minutes.
What is that for? We don't
It-
get that piece, no.
Sheriff's, well, and we can do it next week, I guess, if you want. It's in the sheriff's, 75E sheriff's wage, step G. Should be 10,702.74. Last, it was 10,701 even, so we're changing. The correct amount should be 10,702.74.
Okay,
That's
all
the
right.
only one that just needs to be corrected.
That's correct. HR,
Yep.
okay. All right, sounds good. Let's move on to item number 27, note office closure for January 19th, Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
And that is next Monday, January 19th, 2026. All offices and the courthouse will, county offices and courthouse will be closed.
3-day weekend, huh?
Oof, what are we gonna do with all that time? 28, delinquent tax lists are available for review.
Yes, they will be, if anyone would like to review them, they can find them in the auditor's office
Okay.
and for you guys as well.
Number 29 is action to approve abatement applications.
No abatements.
30 is action to approve claims for payment. I know we have some of those, quite a few.
Yes, quite a few.
There are like
Um,
6 pages here.
Yeah. Big one. I don't know if anything jumped out at you, really didn't have anything highlighted. I did add on South Shore Gazette and then the Waverly Township RAFE, the first one that was approved, which brought the total then to $966,025.21. But the state pass-through amount was $501,809.19, which actual county amount then was $464,216.02. So that was it for county claims, unless someone needed any explanation on anything.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve by McElhaney. Do I have a second?
Second it.
Second by Schwer.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries.
We have one jail claim for the new jail, and that's to the Watertown Municipal Utilities in the amount of $543.92.
For motion to approve that.
Motion to approve.
We have a
Make
motion
motion.
by McElhaney and a second by Gable. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Any
And we
more
have the 911 fees that is a pass-through to the city of Watertown
for the record? I will recuse myself from that.
for the November 2025, and it's in the amount of $38,347.46.
Approve.
Motion by Johnson, second by McElhaney. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion
Aye.
carries. Motion carries. Is that it for claims,
Yes,
Brenda?
nothing from 31, 32, 33.
31, 32, 33, we have nothing, so we will move past them, go on to public notices that a possible quorum of commissioners could be in attendance at this week. Commissioners, anybody have anything on the agenda for the week that you want to share? Okay. Seeing none, we'll move on. Item number 35 is old business. Anything for old business? Item number 36 is new business. Nothing for new business. 37A is public comments.
Mr. Chair.
Commissioner.
Randy and I did meet with the group of employees from the jail group. They're questioning, they had a couple questions referring to if we switch into this new time clock thing and how the dates, the cutoff dates, the switch and the transfer and the difference. But their main concern was if this was really going to happen in February. And also last week, Randy wasn't able to, so I filled in and attended a meeting with the TCP people. And I think it's fair to say, from what we talked at that meeting, it's not gonna happen in February. It's not ready to go. So I think it's fair to, get it out to all the employees that they know, it's not gonna be happening in February. For sure.
Okay.
Can I come up?
Yeah, go ahead, come on up. HR.
Good morning. Yes, the meeting that Tyler referred to, I was sitting in on that as well. We've had obviously a lot of problems throughout the implementation process, and the implementation specialist that was assigned to us, we feel like there might be some communication barriers. So the meeting that we had last week, they have now assigned us to a customer experience manager. And they sent an email last Thursday afternoon. I don't know if you got that or not after the meeting, but I know Brenda and myself and a couple other people were on it. They have he re-highlighted the issues that we've been having, and listed next steps in the process, and did say he wanted to reassure us that he's personally overseeing these items and coordinating with the appropriate internal teams to ensure progress and accountability. He says, we are committed to setting you up for a successful go live. He is still saying there's a possibility of us going live in February. So I just wanted to share that information because I don't know if you got that email or not.
I didn't get that email.
Yeah.
I suppose he's not on the list.
Yeah.
probably.
Okay, well, it needs to be February. We need to get this thing done. We've been screwing around with this way too long. So, we are already paying them, right?
Mhm. And I do believe we signed a 5-year agreement.
Okay,
Oh,
all right,
so we're locked in for,
I don't know what the terms are. We'd have to look.
about 4.5 years now.
oh,
We've been messing around with it for half a year and we're still not
Almost a
even,
year.
Almost a
we're not
year.
even,
We're at
yeah,
11 months from my understanding.
okay, so 11 months. All right, well, let's hope that this new person that just got on board will.
I do think I mean, maybe some value in trying to determine from our end there's been several of us that have been involved in this, but like, who is the main project coordinator on this? Who is the push? Who is the driving factor? Because I do think that would help on our end to have somebody appointed in that role. Like I said, there's a lot of people involved, but somebody you just need a main push point would be, I guess, my recommendation at this point, but
Okay.
something to consider, I guess.
So who is the recommendation? I mean, okay,
I'm not making suggestions.
Tyler?
You mean from this side?
From whoever,
Just need
somebody
a
from
contact,
Codington
somebody for
County.
him to work with.
I can do it, yeah.
All right, so Tyler will be the main point of contact. So,
I'll forward you that email and maybe you want to reach out to him again and say like, okay, so when is the next step? When's the next meeting? Because I don't think we have meetings currently on the agenda, which is another like push point that needs to be, we should be meeting weekly.
there should be a weekly
Wow.
Zoom meeting or a meeting set up
And-
to,
So it was my first, but I mean, it
Mhm.
seems like when you do have a meeting, okay, we'll work on this, and it's however long to the next meeting before.
Right, and that's where I'm saying,
It's
like,
like-
from our end, we need to push the follow-up, push the next steps, push
Right.
like, we really have to be
are
aggressive.
you able to
at
do
this
that,
point.
Tyler?
Yeah.
Okay,
You can understand why the employees are nervous and
Yeah, I understand.
anxious. Yeah.
yeah,
Well, and the other part of it, I mean, that I learned, they're still trying to get the things to work right. And once they hopefully get it all working right, our people need the training from the company, their people, on how do you do all this?
right, yeah.
Because there's been no training whatsoever, so it
Yeah, that was on their list of things to
because
do.
it's not working. It's like,
Yeah. Well, let's reestablish that contact with them. Let's let them know that you're the point of contact. So any questions need to come through you and be routed through you if you're willing to accept that. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
And let's make sure that that message gets conveyed to them. Okay, Natalie?
Yeah.
Just so that there's no, we're not going in different directions with different contacts and getting mixed messages. All right. Anything else for commission comments? All right, number 38 is action to enter into executive session. Do we have a need for exec? Anybody? All right, seeing none, we'll look for a motion to adjourn.
Second it.
Move to adjourn. Okay. We have a motion by Commissioner Johnson, a second by Commissioner Schwer. Any further questions or comments? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, we are adjourned. Thank you, everyone. Have a great week.